Coming up, live coverage of this Tuesday night NBA game here on 2K Sports. This is Brian Anderson. I've got Tim Legler and Grant Hill at the table with me, and Allie LaForce covering us courtside. And with All-Star Weekend approaching, let's see what's going on in the West. Taking a look at Los Angeles, they're currently holding on to the third best record in the conference.
When I look at the Lakers, I really think the high expectations put a certain amount of pressure on these guys. But to their credit, they have really stepped up to it.
Well, on paper, they certainly look dominant coming in, and that's exactly what we've seen on the floor. No one is going to want to face this team in the postseason.
Now the opening lineup for Atlanta. Trey is flanked by Daniels in the backcourt. Risache at the 3, Johnson at the 4. And it's Porzingis in at the center position. And for the Lakers, Vanderbilt and Ayton patrol the paint. Dalton Connect out there with Luka Doncic. And it's James in at the small forward. That one goes in. Two elite centers from tip-off to the final buzzer, Grant. We should have a battle on our hands tonight.
Oh, yes, indeed, B.A. And, you know, in games like this, it's important to give space for your big guys to compete. The last thing you want is to overcrowd the paint and end up taking an elbow.
And the Lakers with possession here, following the score by Atlanta. Clock is at 3. And here's Connect outside. It's rebounded by Risache. Here's Daniels. Here's Porzingis. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Porzingis has got his second basket of the game.
I love whenever Porzingis hits the offensive boards. He has the height needed to hurt defenses in this regard.
It's James on the wing. Count the basket.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
Now here's Risache. 9 points in his last outing. Back to Young. Fires the 3. Gets the 3 to fall.
Well, he is so effective on ball, we know that. But Young is also a great shooter off the catch.
And a youth movement for this Hawks roster. What went into that, Tim?
Well, first, they climbed 10 spots to get the #1 pick, which led to Zachary Risache. Then the trade of DeJounte Murray, which got them Dyson Daniels, who's 7 years younger. And, of course, you've got Jalen Johnson, who's breaking out. So they've got some young talent that is on the rise.
Now, here is James. Right now, he's contributing about 15.5 points a game.
And that's where LeBron loves to operate, close to the bucket in the high percentage area.
Here's Young. Pass to Porzingis. Outside Risache. There's the 3. He buries it from 3.
The big story thus far, how well they've shot the rock.
Lakers trail by 6. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, J.J. Redick had a few moments to share with me. I asked him about what could tip the balance in their favor tonight, and he said, quote, when Kristaps Porzingis is operating at a high level, it opens up their entire offense. The key for us is to keep Porzingis from having a major impact. If we can do that, it'll be our game to win. Back to you.
As always, Allie, we thank you.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Doncic passes to Vanderbilt. Back to Doncic. The 3 is up. They get the rebound. Ayton for 3. And Doncic the bucket on the assist from Ayton.
They give Luka the ball, and you know what happens next. Instantly, he finds the shot.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys. Maybe alter some of the game plan.
Here on your Lakers Hype Squad, let me hear you right now. Your Lakers Hype Squad. Let's hear some more.
Going with a whole new group out there. Atlanta also making some changes. Okongwu comes in for Porzingis. And Krejci subbed in for Daniels. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Outside Rizachet. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. Hachimura outside. Back to Hayes. Down low. Here's Vincent. The rebound by the Hawks.
That's an awesome defensive effort. A great contest right at the rim.
There's Young with the three. And once again, off the mark by Atlanta. Lakers trail by 6. Pass to Hachimura. Takes a three. And Los Angeles another three.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
And so it's Young with it. He brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Last time they met in Atlanta.
And they came away with the win because everyone contributed. The starters, the bench, they all played as a unit.
And it means they will go deep into their bench again. It worked in the last matchup. Might as well spread more minutes around.
Here's Vincent following the score by Atlanta. Pass to Hachimura. Nice ball movement by Los Angeles. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot. They get it again. Now Hayes. LaRavia outside. Now Drummond. Guarded by Okongwu. Another shot. And he tries it off the glass, but it's no good. Here's Rizachet. That one's good, and it's Young with the assist. Young's got his 3rd assist of the night.
Yeah, everybody will remember the bucket, but how about that pass to set it up?
And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Atlanta on top, up by 7. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
Another highlight for them has been their early ball movement, making quick, decisive passes to set up guys for great looks.
They've got Rui Hachimura. Luka Doncic is out there with Dalton Knecht. Then it's Andre Drummond. That's the group for the Lakers to kick off the second quarter. Wallace with it, and Drummond picks him up defensively. Porzingis.
They're locked in and focused on making each possession a success.
It's really a team effort out there right now, which is great to see. No one wants to be the weak link.
And here's Doncic outside. It's rebounded by Houston.
Yeah, you know, he usually makes you pay from that range.
On the wing, Wallace. Pass to Krejci. Porzingis with a screen on Hachimura. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
Can you believe that's their first turnover? Good ball security has really helped them build this lead.
Okongwu's checked in for the Hawks. Dyson Daniels comes in for Wallace. Lakers trail by 9. Quarter number 2 and about a minute in. And he comes up with a bucket. Doncic has got 5.
The size and strength of Doncic can go overlooked. I mean, he's more than capable of scoring there in the paint.
Pass to Daniels. Inside, here's Porzingis. Ooh, good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Give him 8 points now.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
And now a timeout called by J.J. Redick. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players.
All right, fans, here comes your Lakers River.
So both teams changing it up here. And Legs, one thing we're seeing more of these days, head coaches who weren't necessarily high-profile guys coming in.
Well, I do think when you walk into a locker room having played before, there is a level of credibility that's automatically there. But in the age of analytics, it's probably less important that a head coach be a former NBA player.
He drops it from range.
You know, it's not his forte, but still, Luka can hit threes. He keeps you honest.
Krejci, the pass to Johnson. Another one falls for Atlanta.
Well, he's a guy they look to go to, and now you see why.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Los Angeles. Trailing by 8. Luka! Get off me! Quarter 2 and about 2 minutes in. Atlanta's gone 3 of 5 from the perimeter in this game. Pass to Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Yeah, in a league full of handles, Johnson's showing you he's got one also.
And in the first year of a 5-year, $150 million extension, Jalen Johnson, a key player for his team moving forward, Legs.
And he's coming off that shoulder surgery, an injury which ended his season prematurely. And he's a lefty, so hopefully that won't be an issue going forward.
Let's not forget he's Milwaukee tough, too. And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Changes for Los Angeles. Ayton comes in for Vanderbilt. And LeBron subbed in for Hachimura. Atlanta also making some changes. Gay's checked in for Porzingis. And it's Trae Young in for Krejci. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second. Daniels outside. Clock at 6. Young from long range. Here's Johnson. That one's good, and it's Young with the assist. Johnson's got 6.
Well, he was cold in that first quarter. Now it's great to see him flip that switch and start getting hot here.
Powerful move inside by LeBron.
And they're in a better flow this quarter offensively, and their shooting percentage is steadily rising as a result.
The kick out to Johnson. Johnson a screen on Doncic. Young finds Johnson. Back to Young from behind the arc. Oh, the lethal 3-ball of Young.
Well, this is one of the most fearless perimeter shooters in this league. Trae Young has the ultimate green light.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Hey, Brian. Trae Young is getting recognition for his playmaking. He said, I've been top 5 in assists since I've been in this league, but I've been able to score so easily. People consider that selfish at times. I'm not even worrying about what people got to say. I know what I do. Guys, back to you.
Tuning out the noise. All right, Allie, appreciate the report. The Hawks lead by 7. There's Young with the 3. Oh, Young! Deep shot!
They're going to have to pay more attention to him on the perimeter. He's hit 4 3-pointers already today.
Goes up from the top of the key, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Doncic has got 12 now in this quarter. Here's Okongwu. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
And when it comes to assists, Young is on another level. He's got such a gift for feeding his guys.
James outside. Again, the Lakers.
And their offense seems to be coming around. Now they're shooting upwards of 50% from the field.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Daniels finds Johnson, and Atlanta hits again from deep.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Outside connect. Here's the three. No rebound by Atlanta. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
I'll tell you what, once things started to go downhill, their performance plummeted. It wound up getting pretty ugly.
Well, let's give their opponents some credit for sensing that and putting them away. They were completely dominated.
The clock runs out, and we are headed to halftime. Hawks ahead, leading by 14. Let's send it courtside and check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Trey, you've made it look easy so far. How have you been able to pick them apart?
I'm just taking what the defense is giving me. Open driving lanes. They're leaving some of our bigs open, pick and rolls, things like that. We just got to continue to do it and just try to get this win.
Guys, reading the defense is something that he's pretty good at. Thanks so much, Trey.
Okay, Allie, appreciate it. And folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter.
Welcome, everybody. Let's get right to it. It's been nothing short of a tremendous challenge for the Los Angeles Lakers.
They couldn't shut down the lane. Only thing that would stuff that is prime check. Maybe two of me.
Now that is a scary sight. Two of you.
Well, we're gonna need a bigger fridge, Arnie.
And now that we have some time, let's see how the All-Star voting is shaping up.
Well, at the start of the voting, the leaders are the guys that everyone already knows. As you go along, usually new guys into the mix.
Every year it's a compelling story. Those guys who weren't expected to make an All-Star impact doing just that. Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Boy, really an incredible game here from Luka Doncic.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
There is nothing better than watching scorers get their points within the flow of the offense.
And the Hawks looking at who they've got. Daniels and Risache out on the perimeter. Johnson and Porzingis there inside. And it's Young in at the one.
And their offense tonight is Luka, and more Luka. When he's on, it's an opponent's worst nightmare.
It's going to be on LeBron James. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
On defense, Los Angeles. A 12-point game. The three from Risache. Vanderbilt pulls it in. James, right side. Offline with a three. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. They're off to battle the Trailblazers after this one, as they'll be playing at Moda Center. It's the last meeting in a 4-game road trip. The three from Risache. That one no good.
That's 3 straight misses to start the second half. Not what they wanted.
Doncic outside. Launches a three. Luka! Lethal!
And his perimeter shooting might be the key to trimming their deficit.
Now he has quickly piled up the points by stringing those threes together.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. heard Steve Kerr talking about this concept, the ball and stick theory, Tim, that some guys just have natural hand-eye coordination and will excel in any sport. You agree with that?
Completely agree. Typically, we think of athletic ability involving speed or quickness or verticality, but I think that hand-eye is critical and counts just as much as those other traits.
Porzingis against Ayton. Porzingis passes to Johnson. Stolen by Ayton. Pass to Vanderbilt. Nice ball movement by Los Angeles. Now Doncic. Jacks up a three. The shot's good on the assist by James. Doncic has got 23 points.
Good, solid start to the half, hitting 3 out of 4.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Outside Young. Outside Johnson. The three. Young can't hit.
Bad offense to begin the second half. 4 misses right off the bat.
All right, Grant, when we talk about the range Trae Young possesses, just how dangerous can this guy be?
Well, when he's on, he's a nightmare matchup for defenses. Once he crosses half court, he's a threat to score, which in turn really helps open up the floor for everyone else on his team.
Yeah, it's been a tough game for him with his shooting. Fortunately, the rest of the team has picked him up, and they have the lead.
They're doing the job on both ends, getting stops and attacking offensively.
And their all-around play has been the key to chipping away at this deficit.
Back to Young to snap the cold streak. Vanderbilt pulls it in. Lakers trail by 4. Outside connect. Pass to James. Can't get it to drop.
Well, give the defender credit. Sometimes it's enough to force the miss.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey, the Hawks are trying to involve everyone to take some of the load off Trae Young. Coach Quinn Snyder said, we've been intentional about that. Trae can't do this by himself, and he knows that. Frankly, no player can. Figuring out the ways he can be efficient has been the idea, and he's been making those plays. Brian?
Okay, thanks for the report, Allie. To the inside, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Showcasing his athleticism, plays like this are why you got to be excited about Risa Shea's future in this league.
And so now a timeout called by J.J. Redick. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. Drummond's checked in for Los Angeles. LaRavia comes in for LeBron. Okongwu's checked in for the Hawks. And here's Doncic. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. Sinks it from distance. Doncic has got 11 points in the quarter.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Young, the pass to Okongwu. Now Risa Shea. Outside Johnson. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here are the Lakers with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run. Here's LaRavia. And a miss there on the triple. Atlanta leading by 5. Johnson passes to Young. Porzingis sets a screen. This one for 3. Trae Young. That's good. Young's got 17 points.
Well, certainly been a good night for him, and it is showing on the scoreboard.
About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Luka comes right back with his own.
He is totally locked in offensively and doing everything he can to bring his team back.
Here's Young. And the layup falls. Young's got 19 points.
Yeah, Trae Young has been relentless offensively. He has brought the effort and the production.
Doncic feeling it out a bit. What a play! He drains it at the buzzer!
Oh, talk about a timely three ball. They had to stay within reach going into the fourth, and they did.
And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. The Hawks on top, up 4. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Well, I like the fact he didn't telegraph it. That's poetry in motion right there.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. LeBron and Hachimura in at the forward slots. Jake LaRavia is out there with Gabe Vincent. And it's Drummond in at the 5 down low. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Lakers trail by 6. On the wing, Vincent. Hachimura outside. Pass to LaRavia. Here's Drummond. Back to LaRavia. 6 to shoot. That one's in there. Drummond with the assist. LaRavia's got his first points in this one.
And coming down the stretch, you just can't afford that type of defensive breakdown.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've seen that far too often in this game. Very uninspired defensively.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I mean, when you're fighting back, you cannot give up plays like that.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
They have found a weakness in the defense, and it's on their ability to defend the three-point line.
And so it's Quinn Snyder here calling timeout. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here.
Let's see what you got.
Luka Doncic is checked in for Los Angeles. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, well, Quinn Snyder was just reviewing the plan with the team. Well, coach is thrilled with their three-point shooting, saying in the huddle, guys, let's keep it up. Continue to shoot it from deep. It's working. They've been on fire from distance so far.
And Allie, thanks. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Outside Johnson. To the wing on the left. Here's Krejci. Off target from outside. Lakers trail by 3. Doncic passes to Drummond. The rebound by the Hawks. They've led by as many as 14. Pass to Johnson. The 3-ball. And it's LaRavia with a rebound.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Back to James. To tie it up. James from distance. Easy work.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
For Atlanta, they've gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. And so it's Quinn Snyder here calling timeout, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan.
Turn your attention to the ball. It's the Lakers Night Squad.
Changes here for the Lakers. Ayton, he's checked in for Drummond. Hayes comes in for Hachimura, and Connect subbed in for LeBron. Atlanta also making some changes. Kristaps Porzingis, he's checked in for Okongwu. Risache comes in for Gay, and it's Young in for Krejci. On the wing, Risache. He's covered by LaRavia. Johnson. Target from downtown. LaRavia outside. Yes, sir, with the 3.
This has been their game plan here in the final period. We'll see if it continues to work out.
Well, they are hunting deep shots, but they'll take the layup if you give them one.
Johnson fires. And yes, sir, matching 3-pointers. Wow.
Well, controlling your heart rate in big moments like this is something that coaches talk about, and this guy can do it.
Luka with a good look inside.
And from the moment he stepped into the league, Luka's been a big-time player.
Atlanta's gone only 1 of 4 from the perimeter here in this fourth quarter. Now Johnson. Cash from downtown.
Yeah, and it was obvious Young is the guy you would go to right there. He is so efficient even when the defense knows he's the one that's going to take the shot.
Oh, look at Luka taking the contact and finishing strong.
And he was dominant in their last outing. And the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific mood right now.
And that confidence has carried over to tonight. He is playing great basketball. Yeah, a lot of pressure in this situation. Not easy to convert those free throws.
And so it's Young with it. He brings it up for the Hawks. Porzingis sets a screen. Connect. Buries it from outside.
A go-to shot for Connect. You know, he takes pride in burying these long-range missiles.
Young against Doncic. The 3 is off.
Well, let's make no mistake about it. If you want to cut into this lead, you're going to have to generate much better shots than that.
Yes, sir! Make it in the layup.
Oh, my. Tight defense, but Doncic just muscles it in. Things aren't looking good here. I mean, they need points, and they need them now.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where everything is going to have to go your way.
And how about Daniels embracing the spotlight? He loves hitting these big-time shots.
And so J.J. Redick calls for the timeout. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. The Lakers with some changes. Drummond's checked in for 8. James comes in for LaRavia. And Vincent is subbed in for Luka Doncic. LeBron! outside. Here's Johnson beyond the arc. James rips down the board.
He continues to let it fly, but the makes have been few and far between.
Second team. At the line for the Lakers, LeBron James. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that puts him up 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
They're making all of their free throws right now. It's a great way to extend the lead.
And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. Here's Young. Johnson outside, fires the 3. Money from 3!
Well, they needed a bucket right there, and it's Johnson who comes through.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
Yeah, no choice but to foul in that situation. Although, that's not the guy you want to send to the free throw line.
At the line for Los Angeles, Gabe Vincent, taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 5-point game.
Big free throws there, extending this to a 2-possession lead.
And an intentional foul right there.
Second personal foul. The 4th team foul. At the line for 2.
He gets the first, and that increases the lead to 6. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
And I'll tell you what, this game is in the books. Not quite sure why they're delaying the inevitable by fouling.
At the line for Los Angeles, Jackson Hayes. 2 shots.
Oh, the first of 2, no good. A heartbreaker. And he ends up making the second. And that stretches their lead to 8. So it's Los Angeles picking up the win. This one was a fun one to watch. They were clearly in the driver's seat down the stretch.
They really were, B.A. They played with great intensity on both ends of the floor, and they didn't allow their mistakes to get the better of them.
All right, to Allie LaForce with our player of the game.
Luka, coming out of halftime, you took it over and you took it to another level. What made you sense it was your time to take over the game?
Sometimes you fail, sometimes you don't. I think I felt it in the third quarter. I was having fun out there, and my teammates helped me a lot.
Well, when you're feeling it, we like to